What it do, YouTube? Welcome to Hip Hop World. It's your boy Poppa Benji. We are back with another video. Today we got some more news upon O Block and Lil Durk, man. I guess the O Block killers are turning on Lil Durk, man. Let's see what's up with this, man. Let's see what's going on. I appreciate everybody who tap in, man. God bless you all. Without further ado, you know what it is.
Trapmore gang, you know me. You know that I've been covering the Durk case. What are you looking at? What are you looking at, little man? You know me. You know I've been covering this whole Lil Durk case, this whole debacle, all right? You know that it's been very controversial. You know that there's been quite a lot of back and forth. I've upset a few people with my comments. This isn't going to be one of those videos where I'm going to be ripping into Durk, saying that he's cooked, you know, telling you things that maybe you don't want to hear. But there is some new information that's just come out that is actually quite alarming. And I'm just gonna give it to you straight. Okay, this might be really bad news for Durk, or it might be nothing. All right, but there's something very suspicious going on, and I'm gonna tell you all about it in this video. Okay, because this has just come out. They're saying this can't be good, or is it just a coincidence? Now, it's been revealed that the sentencing dates for the 6 O Block members that were found guilty of the murder of FBG Duck 2 years ago has been abruptly cancelled out of nowhere. Huh? Literally. They've suddenly, out of absolutely nowhere, suddenly cancelled this sentencing. And this is really...
Why did they do that? I know Duck Mom about to go crazy for that shit, bro. I know she about to go crazy about that shit. Because it's like, come on, bro. Y'all niggas playing with somebody's life that was took.
Interesting for me because I've been waiting for this sentencing for quite some time. Okay, I've literally been desperate to get to the bottom of this sentencing. I've been dying to find out how many years they're going to get all of these famous people, you know, particularly Muwop, who was probably one of the most infamous frontline shooters. You had these guys, C Murder, Los, all of these guys, a whole bunch of these guys, right? Everybody that you see here was facing serious time for their involvement with the murder of FBG Duck. It was a very brutal murder. There was rumors that King Von had put up a $100,000 bounty for it to happen. There was rumors that the phone calls had been kind of lined up by Lil Durk's brother D-Thang, who would have been on this case had he not lost his own life. And there's been rumors that Lil Durk somehow may or may not have been involved in this, and it seemed like his name was redacted in the paperwork initially, but in the paperwork for this trial, it did seem like that there was reference to somebody who could be seen as Lil Durk. Now, the fact that they have cancelled this sentencing, this was meant to happen like over a month ago, I think. I was waiting for this to happen. I was ready to report on it. I thought it was going to be really interesting kind of to finally go full circle with this story and actually find out how much time these guys have got. Suddenly, we're finding out there's no sentencing. It's been abruptly cancelled. And what I think is really interesting is the timing, right? It's a case where Lil Durk may or may not have been brought up. I'm not going to say he did it, he's involved with it, or, you know, that's going to upset a lot of people, but it's an objective fact that his name was brought up in this case, right? Or it was inferred, even if the name was redacted, we know who.
Lil Durk name gonna always be linked within this type of situation, you know what I'm saying? Especially because he was linked with Von at the end of the day as well too. So that shit gonna be 2 to 2. When you look at Von, you're gonna look at Durk.
Who was talking about D-Thang's also mentioned in there. He's no longer alive to face it.
Wow.
The rumor that is going around in the face of this news coming out is that perhaps one of these guys is actually planning on telling on Lil Durk and basically putting him in it for the FBG Duck murder to try and save themselves. And there's been a whole bunch of rumors. It's not new. I'm not putting this out there. I'm not trying to manifest this, but there's obviously been a whole bunch of rumors of different murders that Lil Durk may have had some kind of connection to. Obviously, the murder of Lil Pab is a big deal. He's currently facing murder for hire charges on that. They've brought up this murder of Stefan Mack, another individual who allegedly had something to do with Lil Durk's brother D-Thang's death, right? And they've not charged Durk with the murder for hire, but they're basically saying, yo, we've got a case in Chicago where these guys are basically on phones talking about, yo, has Durk sent you the money? When's the OTF money for the hit that we did coming through? That's damning stuff. Now,
why the fuck is y'all talking about that on the phone, though, bro? That's why I'm saying niggas be stupid, bro. Motherfuckers be moving very, very, very foolishly.
I've been waiting and thinking, I'm not sure if I would be surprised if a superseding indictment dropped that basically put the Stefan Mack murder on Durk, wrapped up the whole OTF criminal empire in a RICO and basically said, you're the one that will call in the hits, you got multiple murder for hires, you're leading this gang, and everybody is involved. Now, what's...
I mean, if they look at it like that, it'd be a little easier for them to clean it up, you know? But I guess they're not looking at it in that manner, so... Oh, I'm not sure.
Crazy. The O Block faction of the gang is mentioned in the paperwork. You know, they're Black Disciples. You got OTF. Lamron, O Block, they're all clicked up. It's all got stuff to do with King Von. And the most recent paperwork that we've seen does mention about King Von and the Get Back and the Slide for Von campaign. And this murder of FBG Duck just happened like, what was it, about 3 months or so before the death of King Von? Some of these guys were looking at facing 55, 60, perhaps even more years for their involvement in this, right?
Yeah, and that nigga, what? Nigga, if I'm facing that time, bro. That's why I like, nigga, if you gonna do the crime, do the time, bro. Just nigga, don't look at how many years you get now and now you wanna fold up and shit. That's not how it work.
And again, I'm not saying this to disrespect anyone. I'm not trying to put everyone down for no reason, but like the whole OTF empire is, I'm sorry, but it's kind of over with. Like, if on the slim chance that Lil Durk does beat these charges, I don't personally, in my opinion, think he's going to be able to beat these charges. I think this is very serious, and I think the feds have a very high conviction rate. I think people are a little bit in denial about some of the evidence that's being brought up, some of the people that are perhaps turning on Lil Durk. It wouldn't surprise me if some of these guys on this case, I'm not saying that it's definitely true, but I'm just saying as far as human psychology goes, it wouldn't surprise me if you were facing 55 years for a murder that you're about to get sentenced on, and you know that maybe there's a big man that's involved in this who's kind of at the top pulling some of the strings. Maybe there's bounties being put up. That's what was rumored to have happened. Whether it's D-Thang, whether it's Durk, whether it's Von, whoever. You saying, well, I'm going to go down. I'm loyal to the family. It's only the family. I'm not going to throw the big man under the bus. He's got to go out and he's got to continue to do his thing. He's got to be the breadwinner for the organization.
Niggas
but
don't be
if
doing
that
that
breadwinner
no
is now
more.
facing murder for hire, potentially going away forever.
Bruh, niggas is not doing that shit no more, boy. They don't give a fuck they don't give a fuck about that shit no more. Probably back in the day, it was like that. But now niggas just ratting just to rat. They'll be out. You see how Woody got out and all them niggas, bro. But we ain't about to discuss Young Thug in them case.
And you're all just going away forever. Now, I know that a lot of people, and possibly these are some of the most solid individuals in Chicago drill history, none of these people would ever tell. And that's completely understandable. But it's not unthinkable that there's not even a slight chance that one of these people might say, I'm facing 55 years. Durk might be cooked anyway. You know what? I want to see my kids again. I want to be there for my kids to grow up. I'm going to turn on Durk. It's not outside the realms of possibilities, okay? So people are saying, I originally thought it was linked.
Just thinking about it. Think about it. Once a motherfucker get out, I don't know if the hitters hitting like that, but once a motherfucker get out, they gonna know you ratted, nigga. You feel me? Especially watching your videos.
But I don't see it now. I don't think any of them would have real helpful knowledge. Most of it would be hearsay. The only person likely to have knowledge would be Muwop, but I think it's unlikely they'd stop everyone's sentencing in the hope that Muwop will flip. Who knows though? Life without parole is a long ass time. Muwop could be going for it while he's young and he has a daughter. It says, yeah, I feel like they're trying to tie the FBG Duck murder into Durk's case. That's why they don't want to sentence ahead of Durk's trial. All right, because they might say, well, before you get that 55 years, can you help us put Durk away? Because that's who we really want. And if they're saying, I've seen Durk's name connected to as many as 6 murders, and they're saying in that indictment that there were 6 hits in addition to the Lil Pab hit. That's what the Fed said. Don't kill the messenger. That's what the Fed said, okay? Saying, I feel like it'd be very difficult to link the O-Block case in this case. I disagree with that statement, but okay? It would have to be a separate indictment because at no point has Brown Eyes and the other guy forgot his name been linked to anything related to Duck or even Von. 2 of them aren't even OTF, THF, or O-Block, just random guys that Didi supposedly recruited and did it for the bounty. But people are saying when it comes to the RICO Act, it doesn't matter if these 2 cases are related. It's the fact that it's really all the same organization, gang, or entity that's committing the crimes is what brings the RICO Act together. Example, I know guys who are in RICO indictments with people they literally never met in their life. People are saying that also happened with YSL, actually. Lil Rod, who I believe was 10 when some of the guys went to prison, and the courtroom was the first time they'd ever even seen him. Insane. I just don't see it. I know RICO doesn't need to be a huge indictment, but I don't think the government can prove all of these guys were involved in wanting OTF to gain notoriety.
These no-face, no-name ass fucking commenters. Bro, I really be hating people like this, because this really be like, you really don't know if these comments are really true. Or you feel me, or botted or anything in that sort of way. You know what I mean? That's what I kind of hate about. You feel me? Like all right, you know, if I comment, you know, a motherfucker go to my page and see that I'm a real page. It's like it's hard to identify it when you have engagement and stuff nowadays.
If Durk and Didi,
but they talking some shit though, for sure.
Planned this like the government said they did, it was a good decision to bring complete outsiders into the mix. So a lot
See,
of them don't believe it. People say none of them were out in 2022. So they
like, I would read Candy's comment. You know what I'm saying? I would read Candy comment because it's like a real picture, but I don't know. I really want to go off realism and not body comments.
don't have info on the Durk case. They've already been convicted, but all of them have filed motions for oral argument. I think the thing that people are overlooking here is they're not necessarily... Here's a comment that actually gets to the point of it. They're not necessarily trying to say, oh, Moo, what do you know about Durk getting the Lil Pab murdered in 2022 after you'd already got arrested? I think what they're really trying to do is what this comment says here. Sounds like they're trying to merge the cases into one indictment. People saying that's not how this works. They've already been convicted. Dirk hasn't. They're in different stages of the legal process. They won't merge both cases into one, but they'll use both cases as evidence for a RICO Act. And that's a fact, Jack. And I personally think this person doesn't know what they're talking about. It says that's not how it worked. They've already been convicted. Yeah, they've already been convicted. That's why they're not confirmed to be doing anything, but that's why they have the opportunity to potentially tell on Dirk, because the feds always want the biggest person. They want the person at the top of the pyramid. If they can turn around and say, you know what, Lil Durk, you're the leader of this violent criminal street gang that has been doing murder for hire back to back to back to back, from FBG Duck to Lil Pab to FBG Cash to J Ski and Oil to Stefan Mack, all of these people that you had vendettas with have all been killed, and we're going to wrap you all up in it. It's not unthinkable that the feds could do that, okay? So I feel like this is...
They have to have a substantial amount of evidence if they're trying to do that, though. That's keeping it a buck. O Block, OTF are fractions. Let's see what he say.
Actually really bad news. It says O Block and OTF are factions of the Black Disciple Gang in the eyes of the FBI. This is for the RICO. They don't have to link the cases, just prove that Black Disciple members committed both crimes, then nail them shut. All right. You got to remember the case is superseding, meaning other people can still get added and charged. So they could be trying to add more people to the case or get more information about other cases. Yeah. People are saying you don't know anything without knowing anything. Amusing, really. Dudes have already been convicted. It's over nothing. Merging cases. Dudes never got a traffic ticket talking about court stuff. They've been tried to link them to other murders. I don't know why you're acting like it's a stretch. I personally don't think it's...
I mean, some of them comments definitely got points. You know what I'm saying? Some of them don't. But merging one case, you feel me, into one indictment is like impossible, I feel like.
Stretch, all right? And this is all going around. Sentencing for the O Block members in FBG Duck case have been cancelled just out of nowhere. Here's the paperwork. Just out of nowhere. Sentencing has been cancelled. So we don't know exactly what's going on. Now, before we go any further, I just want to point something out, okay? Shout out to Mama Duck. This is FBG Duck's mother. She's alive right now as I'm recording this.
I know she's about to be tight.
She basically is going to be, in my opinion, one of the forefront and most important people reporting on the Lil Durk murder for hire trial. Now, she just got her channel back. She was very unfairly banned at some point. I don't know exactly why. She did have other channels, which unfortunately haven't come back, but this is her main original account. This is where she did a lot of legendary lives that I've referenced in my video about the Duck murder and everything like that. I'm now subscribed to her on my second channel. I was already subscribed on my main channel. I'm browsing on the second channel right now. Maybe this is the main channel. Maybe they've unsubscribed me from her. But, you know, this is a legendary channel. She's done a lot of stuff on here. She's kind of broken a lot of things down. And I personally feel like you should go and subscribe to her channel. She is currently live this second, reacting to this cancellation of the sentencing. Bear in mind, FBG Duck is her son. She has been waiting for justice. She's been waiting for these guys to get sentenced so she can finally get closure on this situation. And I would like to think that the state would not cancel and delay this sentencing and the justice that this woman deserves if it wasn't strictly necessary, if it wasn't...
Shut up, Mama Duck, bro. I said that at the beginning of the video, boy. Once she seen that shit, boy, she gonna be on live, boy. But at least she knows and she has a clear head of what's going on. You feel me? Cancel does not mean they will not get sentenced. And they've been, you feel me, convicted. You feel me?
Important if it didn't have some kind of very significant impact on what's going on, basically, okay? So shout out to Mama Duck, and you know, I want to show her love. Go and support her channel. Go and support her. She's been through a lot. It doesn't matter what you think of the streets and blah blah blah. She's been through a lot. She's lost multiple children to some really, really sad situations that are not deserved at all. No mother should have to go through that. And just to show you how serious I am about showing her love and respect, okay, I will be following along any reporting that she does on the Durk trial in the lead up. Well, in the lead up or during the Durk trial, I will be, you know, shouting her out. I will be reacting to her videos. I will be really interested because I think her opinion does hold a lot of weight. And this is her first live back since she got her account back. And I just blessed her with a $500 donation on this live. And I've queued up the bit where she reacted that just to give you guys some good vibes before I wrap up this video. But if you want to know her whole perspective on this cancellation, go and check out this video. She's live right now, but I assume this will then turn into a video on demand on her channel once she's done being live. But this is me giving her $500.
No, when my boy Trap didn't send me a voice.
So I was voice noting her earlier about her channel coming back. It was actually a complete coincidence. I was trying to get the like the payment method to work. It wasn't working, and it just so happened she brought me up just as my payment went through. But I was already here trying to give her a dono when this was going on. But here's the moment.
Yes, I ain't go. Oh Lord, Trap, Lord, no, you didn't just do it. Why just?
Nah, that's what's up though. That's what's up though. WWW.
Trap, why you ain't send it to my cash app? Now I gotta wait a month to get it. No, I can't.
We're trying to charge up your numbers, Mama Duck. Come on. We want the YouTube to be moving.
Nah, mama, nah, that's funny. That's funny. Send it to my cash app. Nah, that's definitely good. Either way though. W Trap. You feel me? She definitely been through a lot, you know.
Been
Trap
smooth.
Lord, now you just saw me go. Oh my God, baby, this is divine intervention if I ever see. If y'all can't see this coming into it, like, okay, Trap Lord, is you with me? Now I ain't got StreamYard, and all that stuff yet. I'm just starting to back really. I got you want to rent?
We're gonna plug her in with OBS, man. We're gonna get the
OBS,
streams looking quality, man.
I'm gonna give you a rent. If you
Wait, what did she? Let me know in the comments what you just said. I don't even realize what she just said. You know.
Trap Lord, like our brains, yo, now I feel like on BDG device, Lord.
She said we tapped in on BDG device, Lord, ma'am.
That's how you pop my shit off. Trap Lord, my first week back. And Trap then dropped a half a note, a half a stilly on my shilly. That's man, G. Them grandbabies' Christmas is finna be. Thank you, Trap.
Nah, WWW. You know what I'm saying? That shit definitely, you feel me, a gut feeling at the end of the day, you know? And it's a worse feeling to lose a child. And I'm gonna say that time and time again, man. Rest up the duck, man. Blessings to her, his mom, blessings to the family, blessings to everyone.
Oh my God, of course it's real. He don't play.
So yeah, man, she's saying the grandbaby's Christmas gonna be good, man. You know that I think the money, you know, the YouTube money, the donate, all that stuff, it usually comes through the following month. So was it November now? That should be with her just before Christmas. So hopefully that's a positive outcome, man. Shout out to Mama Duck. You know, whatever side you feel like people are on this whole situation, I feel like she's a solid individual. She's very outspoken. She's very controversial, but I respect her. She deserves a voice. She deserves a platform, and I feel like her say on all of the stuff that's going on is going to be very important. So shout out to her, man. You know, I hope that just makes a little bit of difference, giving her some motion. I'll be very excited to kind of help her keep going on her YouTube journey. I want to help her amplify her voice, and I'm personally just going to be locked in. I want to know what she has to say about this Durk trial.
Nah, me too, bro. I'm about to definitely subscribe to her as well. I gotta go back to her channel. I'm a duck. Yeah, man. W Trap Lord though, bro. You done did some real shit though. Some real nigga shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. W, brody.